Good morning. The sun rises on a new day. Andy and Jen in the Gap in Brisbane. Good morning. Mark in Portugal. Thanks for subscribing. And we appreciate all the subscribers. And if ever you want to contact me personally, you can through my website, gregcarey.com, and I'll always come back to you. It's fascinating watching the reaction to the events in Venezuela. The reason for those events will become, excuse me, more clear in weeks and months to come. I don't believe it's an oil play, as many are saying. I think it's more a geopolitical play. It's a signal to Russia. It's a signal to Iran and others. And it's a signal to all players who wish ill upon America that they will control the Western Hemisphere. Anyway, as I say, we'll find out more. But what I find interesting is the reaction. Chuck Schumer, a senior Democrat, has criticized Donald Trump, says it's an attack on democracy, it's an attack on the sovereignty of Venezuela. In Trump's first term, he was mocking Trump for not doing something about Maduro. And now he's done something about Maduro, he's mocking him. During Joe Biden's term, they offered a $25 million reward for the capture of Nicolas Maduro. And now he's captured, they're coming out, I think they want to impeach Donald Trump again. It's their favorite thing to do. They're unserious people, and they shouldn't be paid any attention to. Elsewhere around the world, the head of the United Nations, as is his wont, Guterres, who loathes Donald Trump, says it's all terrible. Emmanuel Macron in France agrees with it. The European Union, as the European Union does, is sitting on its hands and it's observing events. It's paying attention. It's concerned. Over in Britain, sitting at the summit of his 21% popularity, Sir Keir Starmer says they're observing events. They're concerned. But he was keen to point out that Britain wasn't involved in this. Well, Sir Keir, of course Britain wasn't involved. It was successful. So the reaction all around the place is interesting. And so much of it is seen through the prism of whether people like or loathe Donald Trump, which I think is crazy. Have we lost the ability just to judge things on their merits? Seemingly, yes. Pope Leo, not long in the role, has made it already very clear that he loathes Donald Trump, implicit in much of what he's had to say already. And he's praying for the people of Venezuela. He's praying for the sovereignty of the Venezuelan people. Now, I've always found prayer an interesting thing because I figure God knows what's going on. He'll either intervene or he won't. He doesn't need us to tell him what's going on. But it's a bizarre idea, and maybe the Pope's thought about it and maybe he hasn't. But what of his prayers? And more important than his prayers, the prayers of the long-suffering Venezuelan people were answered yesterday in the unlikely hands of Donald Trump, who has perhaps preserved their sovereignty and rid them of their dictator and given them the possibility, the potential to live the lives we all cherish. Now, some people are saying, well, they're bringing back memories of Iraq and Afghanistan. This is totally different. Venezuela has the democratic architecture, and it's only going to need the right people in charge to make that country successful. The same as Iran. As soon as they get rid of this wretched theocracy, that country will boom, and it might happen sooner rather than later. One of my favorite movie scenes is The Godfather, Part 1, when Michael Corleone choreographs and synchronizes taking out the heads of the other 5 families all at the same time. Well, recently we've seen Hamas destroyed, Hezbollah destroyed, America and Israel taking out the nuclear facilities in Iran. Now Maduro's gone. I think the Ayatollah is sleeping with one eye open. Have a great day.